in a follow-up to the video that I made earlier. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome back to the channel, and today, this video is pretty much just a follow-up to the last video I made, except this one is going to be mainly focused about Neil Lennon, less about, the actual, the way things are going at the moment with everything else. I just wanted to focus on Neil Lennon for this video, because this is just something, especially since, it's been a couple hours, I feel like I've kind of just gathered, thought about it, what I actually want to say about Neil Lennon in this video. So, without further ado, let's just crack on, right? So, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Neil Lennon, he needs to be sacked as Celtic manager. It's beyond a joke at this point. I mean, he needs to go. Peter Lawwell also has to go as well. We've said this for a couple of years now, that the board is a huge issue with the club. We've said it since pretty much ever since that window where Moussa Dembele left. We've been saying it really since then, and that we also failed to bring in John McGinn that same window. But aside from all that, right, this is just looking more in depth as to the press conference that Neil Lennon had earlier today, where he slammed the Scottish government and certain pundits, as well as certain, as he put it, quarters of the media. It's not even just a quarter of the media, honestly. It's pretty much the majority of the media. And at this point, we're not even really at the laughing stocks of just Scottish football anymore. At this point, we could even get to become the laughing stocks of European football if it keeps going the way it's going. But this isn't about that, right? What this is about is we're already seeing rumours that Wednesday night could be his last game in charge as Celtic manager, and then we get Eddie Howe in, or something like Eddie Howe or Graham Potter, or God help us all, Wayne Rooney. Or if we're really stooping that low, Frank Lampard. But anyway, enough of that, right? I'm not believing that until I see it, right? Or at least until a credible source claims it, right? If I don't want to fully believe it until a credible source comes out and says it, or if I'm seeing photos of Eddie Howe with a Celtic scarf on the Thursday morning, right? Because, yeah. But I think it's safe to say that he does need to go. For everything pushed aside, everything that's already happened this season pushed aside, this press conference alone should be enough to get him sacked, because that was absolutely shambolic, to a T, right? Peter Lawwell should not be looking at an outburst like that and then going, well, Neil, son. He should be looking at that and going, what in the actual name of Christ was that? Look at the amount of PR, the PR damage before you said this was bad enough as it is. Now look at the state of it. And that's the thing as well. Neil Lennon as well. It's a shame, because I love Neil Lennon, or at least I did, right? And that's the thing. Even still, this is why it's kind of difficult for me making these videos, right? Because I was a huge fan of Neil Lennon. When he was appointed as manager when Brendan Rodgers left for Leicester, and last season as well. But now it's just the way things have kind of turned. I was even defending Neil Lennon around that October to November period when things were starting to go wrong. But now there just simply is no defending for him anymore. And I saw a video by Ryan108 which just sums it up perfectly, right? What he said was that this could very well have tarnished his Celtic legacy. This press conference could have easily tarnished his Celtic legacy. And because now when people say the name Neil Lennon, right, you're not going to think of the league titles that he won. You're not going to think about how he captained the club, the player that he was, the 5 league titles as a player. You're not going to think about his his managerial stint with the 5 league titles that he won as a manager as well, and the treble that he did last season, well technically, and that he finished off this season, and then when he finished off the treble when he came in as interim manager, right? All that is for none, right? You're not going to think about all that. You're going to think about this media outburst. You're just going to see him as this character who, to put it lightly, has lost his marbles, and that's the lightest way of putting it. So he really has just chucked it all in a bin here. It's a bit like as well with Chelsea, with Frank Lampard as manager, right? The way things are going there, now when you look back at his legacy, you're not going to think about his player career, you're just going to think about his managerial stint. The same thing's happening with Neil Lennon here. You're not going to think about the success that he had as a player and as a manager, you're just going to think about this press conference. So, yeah, and that's the thing, it's not even a case, the talks about this being his last game as manager on Wednesday night, honestly, I don't even really know if I want him to be sacked on Wednesday night. If anything, I want him to be sacked tonight. Tonight has to be the night where Neil Lennon where this club gets rid of Neil Lennon. It has to be. Like, if the whole season up to this point wasn't bad enough, right? Crashed out of Europe, crashed out the League Cup, and you're second in Scotland by some margin, and if you're not careful, you'll be looking over at your shoulders to Aberdeen, as if all that wasn't bad enough, right? You went to Dubai in the middle of a pandemic, which you've then tried to defend and almost play victim for, and slated the government and pundits and the media, then I'm sorry, what the hell are you doing? Like, honest to God. Yeah, it's just mad how this time last year we were pretty much singing his praises, right? He was winning games, he was getting us top of the league, right? We'd won the League Cup, right? We were cruising in a row this time last year. And then now look at this. It's an absolute shambles from top to bottom, honestly. So I fully expect that, well, honestly, I shouldn't even really say I fully expect anymore, because the way this club is going, they'll probably give him a 5-year extension. But, yeah. I guess all we can really do is just hope that he's gone soon, because this just simply cannot go on. This cannot be allowed to go on. And let's just, God bless anyhow, honestly. Because honestly, I really need this man to be Celtic manager. That's the thing. The board needs to make the right decision and sack Neil Lennon and bring Eddie Howe in. Just for the sake of the club, the sake of the fans, for the sake of Scottish football at this point. Because when does this end? When's the next trip to Dubai? When's the next media outburst? You know what I'm saying? This might not have even been it. If this is a sign of things to come, then I genuinely fear for this man, this club, and just at this point even Scottish football. But that's all I really wanted to say. A little bit shorter than the last video, but I just wanted to say that. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you tomorrow for the match preview against Livy again. And since I forgot to do this in the outro to both videos that I've done today, since it's just been so long since I uploaded, you can follow me on other social medias as well. My Twitter will be on screen now. And you know what, screw it, I may as well plug this since I'm now starting to use it more regularly. My TikTok will be on screen right now, so if you give a crap about that, then they're on screen now. You can follow them. So, now that's it. Cheers.